Hello, Michael. Thank you so much for your trust again in me and your patience, of course, this evening and me getting these replies and, of course, this reading over to you. So it's been an interesting evening since you've contacted me. Never in a million years did I think that I would not be able to deliver something in a couple hours. But since we last spoke, I did fall into this overwhelming sense of exhaustion, drained and nauseous of all things. So here I am, ready to see what I pick up. And as promised, if nothing is picked up, then, or I don't feel satisfied with what I am getting, I will refund your money. That's not a problem. So let me pull up the picture that you sent me here earlier this evening. And just because I'm doing both the recording on my phone and on my iPad, I am just want to make sure that everything is recorded if anything fails. So I understand her name is Lena. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I am using my tarot cards, and I will be using my clairvoyance, my psychic abilities to see what I pick up on. And I do happen to have mediumship skills, so I can communicate with departed ones as well. So I have that ability. So when you sent the picture over, of course, I had like this overwhelming sense of dread, I guess is the best way to describe it. I did pick up on heavy energy here. Dread in the sense that I was going to be reading for somebody that has departed. And I believe you've confirmed that in the sense where you were asking where her resting place is. So you probably know something in that regard as well. Just because I'm reading blindly, the only thing I know, for those of you that are watching this video, the only thing I know is a first name and a picture and not much else. I'm not entirely even sure what relationship you have with Lena, or you had with Lena. So that's all I have been, that's all I know. So, so yes, I do believe that this person has departed. I am getting confirmation on that. So I am getting that it's the information has been trickling in. I do feel that there's something is significant in the month of August. The month of August is significant here, so I don't know if you found out additional information, or the case was closed in August, or whatever happened was in August. I'm getting a visual of August here. Having said that, the next significant date is like September 11th. So I am seeing that date as well. So you might have additional information then. When I connected with this picture, I don't know her age either. She obviously looks like a young woman, but she can be anything from, a teenager to her late 20s. She looks extremely young to me. But I did pick up that she has a young son, or there's a young boy in the picture here. And it's hard to get confirmation. I usually ask at this point, does that make sense? But I'm wondering if she has a young boy. Or in some way, shape, or form, a young boy was part of this. I was going to say kidnapping. So I'm going to go with that. So this is possibly a kidnapping, not a random act. Not a random act. Now I'm getting other significant dates of March. Again, like I'm going to give you information. It may make sense to you now, may not. And of course, I'm not getting the confirmation of what you may or may not know. So I have to give you what I'm getting. So I'm getting March here is also significant. I feel like when this happened, it was kind of plotted as early on as the month of March, and maybe not, it didn't happen until August. So I feel like those are there's like a big span of time there. There was a length of time of It's not like something that was like, it was a premeditated aspect to this. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I want to see, I'm going to use my tarot cards to get a visuals here of what's going on, what happened, who possibly could have been involved with this, and any additional details that I'm not getting psychically here. But let's see. What happened? I have to go with kidnapping as part of the story here. Yeah, so there's a man here that's definitely wants to prove a point here. There's kind of like egos involved. I have to have the last word, the last say. Jealousy maybe even involved. Deceit. I'm getting the word deceit, jealousy, egos. I'm going to have the last word. You're not going to get away with this. That kind of energy coming through with this particular card. Now, with my cards just kind of splattering everywhere, that also tells me that this person is, whoever did this is a hot mess. He's all over the place. And I'm getting a he. I'm getting a young man around her age, thin built, dark hair. Possibly the father of her child or something like that. Like has something to do with the relationship of they were in a relationship. But I'm getting very like, he almost like looks like Adrian Brody, like very thin, like that actor. He looks very thin. Dark hair, fair skinned. I'm just because that's the, also it has to do with hanging on to money. So there's a financial aspect to this entire thing. You're not going to have the last say, the last word. I'm going to hang on to my coin, or there's something that he's wanting to hang on to here. There's a sense of, and it's a financially based also decision. Like he's not wanting to pay up. So this could very well be something like, I don't want to pay child support. I don't want to pay you. I don't want to, something to that effect. Let me see what else has happened here. At the same time, whatever this entire thing was affected by the fact that this man was overwhelmed by the circumstances. So and when my card's falling out, again, there was a lot of things. It's just a hot mess. Like I said, he was a hot mess. He was feeling overwhelmed. You're not getting the last word in. And he was being very, he either didn't have money to give up or he was not willing to give up what he did have. So there's a sense of like being frugal there beyond what is necessary. What is acceptable, I suppose. As I was putting the last card down, I did get a knife to the throat. A knife to the throat. I'm getting the card here of a mother figure here as well involved. But she's showing up in the reverse position. So, but I want to see who this mother is, if this is the mother of a young man or if this is, is this how he views her, a bad mother. That's the card. If this particular card shows up in reverse, it means it's a bad mother, somebody that's not responsible, that kind of a thing. So I'm going to ask if this, I'm going to use my pendulum to ask a simple yes or no question. Is this how he views Lena? Yes. And that's how he views her. So it's not another person that's involved in this. So there's a lot of a lot of contempt here, a lot of, there's greed, contempt, feeling overwhelmed with outside circumstances out of his life, and also the circumstances that entail this particular relationship. And also the word betrayal came up, deceit, all those things. So these are the circumstances that have built up to these events. So I'm saying that there's a premeditated thing to this. And it was a few months in the making, from the month of possibly March to the month of August. And that would make sense if this young girl came up missing in August. Okay, so this is kind of like the setup. I want to get additional details for you as far as where is she, what happened, that kind of a thing. I'm getting, I got this actually earlier this evening, and I keep seeing this image where it happened in a home that she's familiar with, either his home or her home. And I see this happening at night. I see this happening where he either did this in the home and then got her away from the home. He put her in a car and drove, like put her in the trunk of a car or put her in the back seat, like somewhere where I see him putting her in a car from this home. And I don't know if I'm just getting this visual just because it's trying to give me the visual of like it happened in a home, and that's as basic as it is, but I actually do see some details to this home. It's like a gray siding, and it's like a chain link fence. And the car is like kind of like it's coming through like an old car, like from the 80s. It's not like, it's being shown to me like an older vintage kind of a car, and it's like a blue car. Again, it may just, that's just the way the image came in through for me, or it actually is the way it is. So that's, you need to understand that sometimes it's symbols and sometimes it's literal, like that's what it is. So you can take all this information and hopefully it will make sense to you. Again, I'm trusting that what I'm getting is correct. That there's a young boy here involved in this process. There was a young child in this indecision making. He wanted to hang on to this kid. He wanted to keep the kid. He wanted to, like I see him like hanging on to him, kind of like the way this card is, where he's hanging on to something, and in this case, it's holding on to coins. But it's almost the same visual where he was hanging on to the young boy. So either the young boy was there, and this little boy, when I see him, he's like no older than 3. So it's not a child that can really speak or anything like that. So I could be wrong. But that's the visual that I'm getting, is it's a very young kid. So that's how I'm getting that. Now I'm getting information that happened in a home and then left that location. And this was perpetrated through a knife, with a knife involved. Big knife. Like it wasn't like switchblade. It feels like it's more like a kitchen knife of some sort. I don't know if you need those kinds of details, but that's how I saw it. I do want to give you information as to where she was taken. This is all very difficult, by the way. Like, this is very difficult to say, that there is a death involved. The first time I did a reading like this, the person was found alive and within hours of me giving this information. So it was a little bit easier. And of course, you want to be wrong. I will hope I'm wrong, quite honestly, about everything I'm getting. Okay, so where was she driven? Show me. I keep seeing chain link fences. In this case, this chain link fence is around more like a landfill, like a property, I see like a big property with like trash strewn within the fence area. Let me see if I'm getting within the municipality, and I see like a water tower in the background. So, and I get water tower, and then this area that's kind of like a public area. I say public because it's not out in a forest somewhere. It's like literally within the township of something. Here it is happening at nighttime to conceal this. She will be found. She will be found, actually. I don't know if there's been a search with hounds, with dogs, that kind of a thing. Because I'm getting that if you can get near that area and have dogs present, that they're able to help and aid in this and finding this person. Finding this young girl. Yeah, I'm seeing like big fields, like a field that is again surrounded by a fence. This is where you're gonna find her. I'm getting that she's gonna be found. I'm getting 2 cards here that talk about being found. She's showing me, now I'm connecting with her. She's showing me that she'd like to wrap rope or macrame. This is an art form that I'm actually kind of familiar with. I see her like wrapping rope, and I don't know if this is something that you do or whoever's watching this does, and she watches this, or she does this herself. Because I literally see somebody like doing knots or knotting ropes, and I don't know why that visual. But I am aware, and this is maybe a random thought, the Incas from the Incan Empire used to communicate and keep their history and their story in the form of knot forms in ropes. So somehow I feel like the knotting of the ropes is a communication of some sort. If you found ropes in the garage that are all knotted up, it's her. I mean, it could be one of those things. Like there's a communication that is happening through knotted ropes, or she used to like knotting ropes, threads, yarn, that kind of a thing. Just so you know, she has crossed over. Even though there is a trauma involved with murder, obviously, this young woman has crossed over to the other side. So she is safe. She's good. She's in a good place. She, of course, knows her assailant. She knows who did this to her, and she wants peace. She wants justice to be served. Yeah, she wants the public to know what happened here, because she realizes that this has caused a lot of turmoil for the family. Obviously, it's created a lot of unhappiness with the family, a long wait. The police have tried to like cooperate to a certain extent, but there hasn't been enough information coming through, and that's created the heartache. There's a decision making that has needed to happen with the family here. Either they just kind of go with the police and what they're saying, and just decide to like make peace with things or continue on their own search and journey. So there's kind of a decision making here, but I feel like somebody in the police force still has hope that they can help out. So if you reach out to that one person that's been the most reluctant to let the case go, they will take it up on again if you have anything that could lead them to some information. So I feel like there's somebody else, that somebody that has worked on this in the past is willing to take it on again. And for that reason, there is success in finding this young woman. So that's how I'm getting that. Yes, now I'm getting that he's going to be doing this. This is an older gentleman, higher up in the police force, that kind of a detective or kind of a thing. He's a higher up that has like kind of hope of being able to get this out of the cold case status. So I think I believe I've given you some background information. She will be found, the circumstances in which this was given, possible location of where she could be, and how this can all come about. And of course, I am getting that the most important part of this is that she is in a good, safe place. She is at peace, and she has crossed over. She's with her grandmother on the paternal side. Like I am getting like a older woman, and it's on the paternal side that I'm getting that connection of her reuniting with that family member. That's how I'm seeing that. Again, Michael, thank you so much for your trust, and I hope that this information is useful to you. I honestly don't feel comfortable charging you for this. I really do want to just give you your money back. And again, I just hope that this is helpful to you. I would only ask that you give me any updates if there's any to share with me, because this is something that I would want to know if I've been able to help in some way. Again, thank you again for your trust and for your patience. Take care. Bye-bye.